Hello everyone, it's your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, here with another exciting video, and in this video I'm going to be playing some AI Dungeon 2. This is episode 16 of Jet Starlight and Zana Fairy Monster Hunters. If you have not watched episodes 1 through 15, I highly recommend that you do. I'll have a link in the description box below and in the end card to the series playlist. If you would like to read the story in full on the AI Dungeon website, I'll have a link to the full story in the description box below. And if you guys would like to talk about the series, feel free to do so in the comment section and on our Discord. Someone actually has already come by to the Discord and started talking about Jet Starlight, and that's been really fun. And I've been receiving comments from you guys about the series. I truly appreciate it. I have a link to the Discord in the description box below. Without further ado, let me read the last action from the previous episode, and let's get started with episode 16. So, the last action from the previous episode was, you cuddle with Zana and go to sleep. You awaken to Zana shaking you. Wake up, she says. Zana, what's wrong, you ask. Goblins! There are goblins outside! You look out the window and you see several green figures running through the trees outside. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. So we see several goblins outside, but we don't know how many there are. I'm going to use hydrokinesis to create a barrier of water around the inn to defend it from the attacking goblins. So right now I'm just trying to keep the goblins from getting inside of the inn. It's interesting to start an episode out with action from the beginning. You create a barrier of water around the inn. Your actions cause the goblins to scream out in fear and run away. Then it said you fall asleep. You awaken to the sound of Zana's voice. Karth, wake up, she says. I've seen the game call me Karth multiple times. I don't know why. I'm going to get rid of essentially all the stuff after the goblins running away. Because there's no reason for me to fall asleep. I'm just going to get up and go do my breakfast stuff. Also, I'm glad that just scared the goblins off. I didn't have to get into a big fight super early in the morning. So what I'm going to do now is go eat breakfast with your fellow Monster Hunter Guild members. So one of the fans of the show reached out to me on Discord, and I actually allowed them to add a character to the game called Vlad Hado. So there might be a character called Vlad Hado who might appear in future episodes. I just want to let you guys know that now. Weeks pass. You and Zana have defeated several powerful foes, such as a minotaur, a chimera, a giant, a beautiful siren, and an evil wizard. You have also claimed the bounties on their heads. Zana seems to be thinking deeply about something. So, it keeps doing these big time skips. I don't think I hate that, to be honest. This is fine, because I don't think the weeks passing really matters that much. I'm just going to ask Zana what she's thinking about. Yeah. It's interesting, because it's kind of like you had a montage, almost. So we've had a brief action scene and a montage at the very beginning of the episode. I'm hungry, Zana says. She opens the door to the Bounty Hunter Guild's headquarters and leaves. Zana, wait, you say, chasing after her. You follow her into an alleyway. She turns around and throws you to the ground. Okay. I'll see where it's going. Are you hungry for flowers, or do you want to drain me? Because Zana's a siren, and she's able to drain life energy from me as a way to restore her energy. But she also eats flowers, and we used to eat flowers all the time. I want to drain you, Zana says, leaning in to bite you. You try to stop her, but you're no match for her strength. She bites into your neck and drains all of your blood. After a few minutes, you're dead. So I wouldn't try to stop her, for one. And two, she drains life energy. she doesn't have to, like, suck my blood to, like, consume me. So I'm going to get rid of that last part. It's fine for her to bite, because biting is just a part of the drain. So what I'm going to do is use hydrokinetic salve, healing salve, to restore your energy as Zana drains energy from you. Because this is something that we've done in the past. It must have been a while since she's done a draining, which makes sense because we keep doing these time skips or whatever. Let's see. So now I'm going to update the story summary. You are allowing Zana to drain you to help restore her while using hydrokinetic healing salve to restore your lost energy. There we go. So that's what's currently happening in the story. Let's see. Zana's salve works its magic and you feel much better. It is not Zana's salve, it's my salve, so I'll correct that. Thanks, Zana, you say. Don't know why I would thank Zana for my own salve. On the count of 3, you force Zana against the wall and begin to make out with her. Why on the count of 3? That sounds really weird. You're like, 1, 2, 3. This is very aggressive. I don't know if I want to retry or edit. Retry. I could have edited it, but I'm just going to go for the retry. You feel your life energy being drained away and you use your healing salve to heal yourself. The salve works, but a few days later you start feeling feverish. Days pass, you get worse and worse. Your skin turns a deathly pale, and your hair falls out. Okay. I'm just going to use hydrokinetic healing salve to restore your health and hair. It'd be very interesting if it Lex Luthered me and it was like, no, you're bald forever. You lost your hair forever. You don't get your hair back. I'd find a spell. The salve restores your health and hair, but it tastes foul and sits in your stomach like a rock. You're not supposed to eat it. When have I eaten it before? Days pass, you get worse and worse. Your skin turns a deathly pale and your hair falls out. You have been poisoned by the healing salve. Why'd I eat it? I wouldn't have eaten it. Hold on a second. Retry. I wouldn't have eaten the salve. You rub it. It's always been a rub on your skin thing. You use the salve on your head and you are cured. Cool. Because when it was like you're poisoned, I'm like, well, yeah, I guess if you ate a lotion, you probably wouldn't feel good. Okay, cool. So, it's weird because we had like a time skip or whatever. We keep having time skip because like more days have passed. So I'm gonna go eat breakfast with your fellow Monster Hunter Guild members. We're just gonna get the story back on track. So Zana had to feed real quick, and we had to fend off some goblins, but not much has happened so far. You arrive at the Bounty Hunter Guild and eat breakfast with your fellow monster hunters. So we actually do that at the end. Boop. So I'll just correct that. Zana is looking particularly beautiful today, Bolt says as he stares at Zana's cleavage. Who's Bolt? Who's trying to get this ass whooping? I have some salve that can cure baldness, but it tastes absolutely horrible. You don't eat salve. What do we do? So I don't know who said that. I'm going to get rid of that line. It's focused on this weird bald thing. I'm going to change it from you arrive at the Bounty Hunter Guild to you arrive at the dining hall of the inn, because that's where we eat breakfast. And then I'm going to change it to say, I'm going to go, Bolt, who are you? And why are you trying to get drop kicked? Kidding, Bolt says, putting his hands up. I was actually being serious. I think what throws me is the concept of someone going, kidding, I'm actually being serious. Why would you say that immediately afterwards? You're always serious, Zana says. Zana, are you going to eat that? Bolt says, pointing at Zana's food. What? What? Who is this? Who is this character? Who's this character? Bolt. Who are you? Who are you? I'm a knight in shining armor, saving damsels, slaying dragons, and eating breakfast. Bolt's a comedy relief character. You're an idiot, Zana says. Zana throws a pancake at Bolt. He smiles and eats it. You eat your breakfast and go to your room. I'm not going to go to my room, but I will eat my breakfast. There's always one character in anime who's just like the weird, horny perv comedy relief guy. Roshi in Dragon Ball. The weird guy with the ball stuck to his head in My Hero Academia. Okay. Here we go. So now, let's check the mail for some monster bounties. Well, I guess first, I'm going to say good morning to everyone in the Monster Hunter Guild. So say good morning to every member of the Monster Hunter Guild. You walk into the dining hall and say good morning to every member of the Monster Hunter Guild. I'm already here, though. They all respond with a happy hello. You sit down at the table with your fellow monster hunters. Hey, Zana, Bolt says. He's trying to redo too much, but that's why we have alter. So I'll go in. I'm just going to change it to... You say good morning to every member of the Monster Hunter Guild. They all respond with a happy hello. And then I will get rid of that last part. There we go. Let's get rid of the space between you and say, because that's a big space. Big space. Okay, and now I've said hello to everyone. I want to introduce the new fan character real quick. So I'm going to go up to Vlad Hado, which is the name of the fan character. He's an honorary member of the Monster Hunter Guild. So I'm going to, just say hello to Vlad Hado. And welcome him to the Monster Hunter Guild. Yeah, like just be like, hey, like yo, I'm glad you're here. You say hello to Vlad Hado and welcome him to the Monster Hunters Guild. He smiles and shakes your hand. Thank you for having me here, he says. I'm very excited to work with you guys. Zana, get over here. I don't know who said that. Maybe I said that. I'll introduce him to Zana then. That sounds fine. Let's see. You are talking with your fellow Monster Hunter Guild members. In the dining room of the inn. Let's see. Introduce Zana to Vlad Hado. Let's see. You introduce Zana to Vlad Hado. Zana smiles. Hello, she says. Hello, Vlad says nervously. Zana, can you please stop hitting on every man in the room? Bolt says. Bolt is asking for an ass whooping. Hold on a second. Ask Bolt for his last name. Gosh. Bolt, what's your last name? Last name, Bolt says. I don't have one. I never knew it. Well, thank you for reading, and I hope you choose to participate in the game jam. Okay, let me edit out that last part where the AI just kind of lost its mind for a bit. So Bolt just doesn't have a last name. Okay, I guess I'm gonna ask Bolt if he is a member of a monster hunting group. Because he could hunt monsters solo. He mentions that he like saves damsels and slays dragons. Bolt, are you a member of a monster hunting group? Yeah, I'm a member of the Bolt Guild, Bolt says. What does the Bolt Guild do? We hunt demons. Are you enjoying your stay here in the Monster Hunters Guild? Get rid of that last part. He's not a member. He's not a member of the Monster Hunters Guild. I'm not adding Bolt to the guild. So Bolt's a member of the Bolt Guild, and they hunt demons. I'm gonna ask Bolt how many people are in the Bolt Guild. Bolt's character does tickle me. I didn't expect someone like him to show up. He's very silly. There are 3 of us in the Bolt Guild. My friend Oki and our fearless leader Percy. What? What? Percy's a leader of the Bolt Guild? But it's not called the Percy Guild? How long have you been a member? I'm not a member, I'm the founder. I created the guild. Okay. You're definitely also a member. So I'm going to edit that where he says I'm not a member and make him say I'm not just a member. I'm the founder. I created the guild. Because that makes a lot more sense. Just one more word. And it like clicks. Okay. Cool. Yeah. You ask Bolt to sit with the Bolt Guild instead of with the Monster Hunter Guild during breakfast. I'm like, you can go over there, Bolt. Bolt, do you want to sit with your friend Oki? Sure, Bolt says. The hell you will, Oki says, punching Bolt in the arm. He said, you'll sit with the rest of the monster hunters. Hold up a second, I'm going to turn on stay. Oh no, he won't. Bolt, go sit with Oki. You will not be sitting with the Monster Hunters Guild. I like the concept of like his own guild members being like, you can't sit with us. And it's like, well, he can't sit with us either. Bolt better find like a different table to be at, like quick. Let's see. The story summary doesn't really need to be changed. We're still just in the dining room talking. Okay, you say, oh no, he won't. Well, go sit with Oki. You will not be sitting with the Monster Hunters Guild. Not after what you did to Zana. Everyone laughs. Good one, Huntress, Bolt says. I'm not joking, and I'm not a woman. Bolt, go sit in the corner. Get out of here, Bolt. You say, Bolt, go sit in the corner. Bolt begins to cry and runs away. Ah, what a baby, Oki says. Everyone laughs. Bolt runs outside. I'm not trying to make Bolt cry. Okay. I'm going to apologize to Bolt for making him cry. I'm sorry, Bolt, you say. I apologize to you after this meeting. Bolt says he'll forgive you. Thanks, Huntress, Bolt says. Should we go to the university, the chief asked. Don't know who the chief is. They're not going to be here. I'm just going to say to Bolt. Also, I don't know why I'm saying, wait, I'll apologize to you after this meeting. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say, I'm sorry I made you cry. That's what I'd say. Now I'm just going to say, stop calling me Huntress. I'm a man. Also, stop hitting on Zana. I'm Zana's husband. I know you're a man, Bolt says. I also know you're the Huntress. What? Bolt puts his hand on your shoulder. It's okay, Bolt says. What? Bolt, I think you're confused. I am the hunt master. I am not the Huntress. You can call me Jet. My full name is Jet Starlight. Yeah, whatever. You're the Huntress. Your secret's safe with me. Oh my gosh. Bolt's such a weird character. Bolt walks away. Bolt has a habit of saying weird things. He'll probably forget he ever met you. You walk back to Zana. Your head hurts from thinking too hard. Your head hurts from thinking too hard. I'm gonna say, your head hurts from talking to Bolt. Bolt is quite a character. Okay. Let's actually do a monster bounty. Ask Zana if she's wants to follow you to the mailroom. Sure, Zana says. You and Zana leave the bar and walk to the mailroom. You both find a secluded spot in the mailroom. You put your arms around her and start making out with her. She stops you. What's wrong? I'm not trying to make out with Zana in the mailroom. I'm here so that I can check for bounties in the mailroom. Check the mail for the... check the mail for the largest monster bounty. Or I guess check the mail for the monster wanted poster with the highest bounty. I want to see if we can do another one that's worth like 1,000,000 gold or more. The mail has arrived. You search through it. We have a ton of letters, Zana says. Do you care about any of these? You flip through the letters. You find one with a picture of a goblin on it. Goblins are so blasé. Let's see. You and Zana are looking through your mail to find a monster wanted poster with a large bounty. Tell Zana that you are looking for the monster wanted poster with the largest bounty in the mail. I wonder, are we getting like fan mail? This one right here, you say. The wanted poster says a goblin killed a man that was trying to sleep with his wife. The goblin cut the man's throat. This happened in another kingdom, and the goblin is now in yours. Let's see. Check the bounty amount for the goblin. The bounty for the goblin is 1,500 gold coins. Goblins are generally poor, so you doubt this one has that much money. You look through the rest of the mail. You find another wanted poster. This one is for an orc that killed 3 guards during a bank robbery. Real quick. Get rid of the part that's like goblins are like broke. That's very unnecessary. Okay. Check the bounty amount for the orc. A bank robbing orc sounds actually really interesting. A murderous bank robbing orc. The bounty for the orc is 2,000 gold coins. Zana looks through the rest of the mail. She finds another wanted poster. This one is for a bandit that killed 2 guards during a robbery. He killed less guards. You ask Zana if the bandit was a monster. If the bandit isn't a monster, then I don't really care. No, the bandit was a regular human, Zana says. Why do you ask? You tell Zana that you are writing a story where all the characters are based on people we know. Oh, what's it about, Zana asks. I'm not writing a story. Let me get rid of that those last 2 lines or whatever. So that Zana just says, why do you ask? And then I'm going to say, I only care about hunting monsters. All of these bounties are really low. And not really worth our time. Do you see any monster wanted posters with bounties worth 1 million gold or more? We've gotten to the point where if a monster's only worth like 1,000 gold or something, it really doesn't matter. Like, I could care less about it. Zana looks through the rest of the mail. I don't see any more, Zana says. Me neither, you say. Let's go. You and Zana head back to your room. Nightfall comes, and Zana goes out again. I don't think I would go back to my room. I actually want to visit John Crenshaw. He's an artificer that we hired a few episodes ago. I'm going to say to Zana, I'm going to go visit John Crenshaw and ask him to create a magical automaton to help defend the inn from attacks. Would you like to come with me? If not, I can always just go visit John on my own, which is also totally fine. Yes, Zana says. Alright then, let's go, you say. You and Zana leave the Crimson Talon headquarters. You head to the inn's blacksmith, John Crenshaw. When you arrive, you see his forge is lit. John Crenshaw is not the inn's blacksmith. He's the Monster Hunter Guild's artificer. He specifically creates magical automatons for us. Our blacksmith is actually named Bartleby. He creates armor and weapons for us, specifically enchanted armor and weapons. So I have to update the story summary. You and Zana are getting ready to visit John Crenshaw to ask him to create a magical automaton to help defend the inn from monster attacks. Sometimes we sleep, and when we sleep, enemies could get in the inn and try to kill us. I'm going to hit the refresh button on that last action. I don't think that's a good idea, Zana says. I'm going to go stay at the inn for a while. Please do not tell anyone I was here. Wait, what? That she was in the mailroom? Zana leaves the carriage, runs to your carriage, and jumps inside. We weren't in a carriage. The AI is like super confused. Yes, of course, Zana says. Crenshaw is very interesting, and I am friends with him. We can ask him about the goblins in the area, too. You and Zana head to John Crenshaw's office in the magic section of the school. I'm going to change the part that says in the magic section of the school to in the inn. Everything's in the inn for the most part, except stuff like the Monster Awareness Division, which just isn't in the inn. Okay. You and Zana ask... Well, I guess I can't speak for Zana. You ask John Crenshaw if he can create a magical automaton to help defend the inn from monster attacks. You know, technically, the goblins could have broken into our place and, like, killed us. Or stolen our gold. You ask John Crenshaw if he can create a magical automaton to help defend the inn from monster attacks. I could, John Crenshaw says. You explain to John Crenshaw that the inn was attacked by goblins this morning. So additional security for the inn is a priority. Or I guess is a major priority, which is redundant, but emphasis is emphasis. I understand, John Crenshaw says. I would be glad to create an automaton for this inn. I will require free room and board for a few days while I work on it, however. I'm going to get rid of that last part. John Crenshaw already just lives here. He just lives at the inn, and we're all rich. We're super, like, that's an unnecessary thing for him to say. Okay. I'm going to ask Zana if she has any questions for John Crenshaw. Because this would be the time to ask. Do you think that your automatons could kill goblins? You asked John Crenshaw. Why would I ask that? And of course they can. His automatons have, like, fought, like, multiple guards at once. Zana looks at John Crenshaw. So what do you think happened to Tom? Zana asks. I don't know, John Crenshaw says. I doubt the goblins killed him, though. They usually just kidnap humans and ransom them back to their families. I guess I'll just ask, who is Tom? And was he kidnapped by goblins? It's interesting to see two NPCs talk to each other. Yes, Tom was my husband, Zana says. He went missing a few months ago. Nope. That doesn't really make any sense. Retry. Because I'm Zana's husband. He was a servant for the inn. We believed he was kidnapped by goblins, but we're not sure what they did to him, Zana says. I'm sorry for your loss, John Crenshaw says. Okay. I'll ask Zana if she would like to go... If she would like to team up to go search for Tom. Zana looks at you. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's a good idea for both of us to go searching for him, Zana says. We need to be here to help operate the inn. I kind of get what you mean. Since John Crenshaw is still working on automatons, well, working on an automaton to protect the inn, if we leave, the inn might get attacked and potentially robbed, especially since there have been, recently reported robberies done by goblins and orcs. That being said, the rest of the Monster Hunter Guild could help protect the inn while we're gone. It is interesting to think about the inn as something that we want to protect. I guess that could be true, Zana says. Alright, let's go then. We're going to need horses, you say. No, we're probably not. We have one horse already. Plus, Big Cayman could always take us on a boat if we really needed a boat, but how would we even know if we needed horses yet? We don't even know how far away Tom is from where we are. Let's see. You and Zana are getting ready to go search for Tom. Tom is believed to have been... Hold on. You and Zana think that Tom might have been kidnapped by goblins. Okay, so I'm going to edit out the "we're going to need horses" thing, because I don't think we do need horses. So I'm going to command Zana to cast a locator spell to help track down Tom. Zana's locator spell is low-key one of the best things in the game. We're going to need help from a few mages in the city, Zana says with a nod. What? I guess I ask, why do we need the help of mages? Most of the time, you can cast a locator spell without any assistance. Zana, are you getting nerfed? I'd rather not disclose information regarding my spellcasting abilities, Zana says. The less people who know, the better. Okay, you say, let's go find a mage. Zana and you get up and walk to the Adventurer's Tavern. So, no, we just have Tanya here. If you need the help of, a mage, we just have a mage here. Also, I would just say to Zana, you can trust me. You're my wife and my best friend. We've fought tons of monsters together, and I've always been by your side. I'm here for you. And also, if we need a mage, Tanya just lives here. We don't need to go find another mage. You feel a pang of guilt hit you when you see Zana's face. We're getting married? I still don't know your real name, Zana says. We're already married. What? What the hell is the game doing? I know. I just don't like to talk about it, Zana says, looking down. Ooh. I'm just gonna say, it's okay, Zana. We don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Zana nods. That's why I need mages from the guild hall. They're the only ones who can help me with the spell. Zana looks down at her hands and she begins to fidget. And then the game said, is something wrong? I'd rather say that in like a say thing. Something does seem to be up with Zana. Are you okay, Zana? Zana looks up and quickly wipes a tear from the corner of her eye. Yeah, I don't know, Zana says. I've been on edge lately. Ever since we got married. I guess I'm just feeling emotional right now. What? That would be a long period of time. You gotta think about, like, how many time skips where it goes, like, days or weeks or even, like, months have passed. Retry that. Retry that. Ever since we got married, she would have been acting weird forever. Like for, like, many episodes then. Zana quickly wipes her eyes. I just retried. Zana quickly wipes her eyes. I'm fine, Zana says. Zana begins to pace as she tries to collect her thoughts. Hold on a second. Zana, I recently became an angel. I don't remember the episode where that happened. I remember it happening, but I don't remember the episode number. Father Thomas told me that I can read minds by touching people's heads. I haven't tried to use this ability before. Do you mind if I take a look inside your mind to see if I could help you with your feelings? Well, I guess help you... To see if I could help you. Yeah, there we go. Simple. Do. No, Zana screams as she backs away from you. If you enter my mind, you'll steal it. You'll take my memories and leave me as a mindless husk. I would never do that, Zana. I'm here for you. I would never do anything to intentionally hurt you. Also, that's a fair response for someone saying they're trying to, like, enter your mind supernaturally. It's not you I'm worried about. It's them. They're always watching, waiting for a chance to strike. If they see you in my head, they'll try to take you. Zana continues pacing around the room. Who would try to take me? Yeah, I don't know who she's talking about. I told you they're watching me, waiting for me to let my guard down so they can take me back home. Wait, what? Thomas begins to speak to, but you hold up your hand. Father Thomas is here? That could honestly be important. Okay. Excuse me. I'll edit that to Father Thomas arrives and begins to speak, but you hold up your hand. Zana, who is trying to... Wait, hold on. Zana, are there succubi who are after you? Also, I put in the wrong there. Are there succubi who are after you? Is your family trying to hunt you down? Hmm. Zana shakes her head as her eyes dart back and forth. Zana whispers, demons. Zana continues pacing around the room. I thought demons were only in stories or paint. So get rid of that last part. It's very obvious that demons are just a thing. So Zana is like haunted by demons or whatever. It seems like we got like multiple things going on. Tom got kidnapped by goblins, so we're kind of on a mission to go rescue Tom. Zana feels like there are demons who are after her, which I feel like may be something that she feels really strongly about because goblins attacked earlier, so the inn is in a weird position where it's like we don't really have like a defense for if we get like attacked in the middle of the night. Like she might be feeling super paranoid. Um, let's see. Father Thomas, you know a lot about demons. Tell me about the demons who are after Zana. Father Thomas's eyes widen and he whispers, "Why are you bringing this up? Zana is clearly still distressed. Can't this wait?" Zana continues pacing as she looks up at the sky and falls to her knees. Father Thomas walks over and places his hand on her shoulder. What? I mean, I get where he's coming from, that Zana is like still distressed. But it also is to just try and help Zana. You comfort Zana. Because she's just straight up having like a breakdown right now. You walk over to Zana and kneel down beside her. You take her hand in yours and ask Zana, "What's wrong? What's happening?" "It's happening again," Zana says, looking up at you. Hmm. Ask Father Thomas to cast a spell to protect Zana from demons. If Zana's just afraid of demons, maybe she just needs some kind of like magical protection. Father Thomas walks over to Zana and kneels down beside her. Well, he already was over to Zana, but he could kneel down beside her, that's fine. Zana, relax, everything will be alright. Father Thomas begins to whisper in Latin, and the glow from his hands enfolds Zana's head. Let's see. I guess I do need to update the story summary. You and Father Thomas are trying to help Zana overcome her fear of demons, which is messing with her powers. So, I'm just going to change it to Father Thomas kneels down beside Zana. And then everything else can be the same. Also, accidental zoom in. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. Ask Father Thomas, what is the name of the spell that he just cast to protect Zana from demons? It's an ancient prayer that can protect you from succubi and other demons. Zana is safe now. Is there anything else I can help you with? You seem a bit troubled. You nod and tell Father Thomas all about what happened to the library. So, I actually do have something that I want to talk to Father Thomas about. So, it is good that he's here. Father Thomas, I need to warn you about something I saw on a recent adventure. When the Monster Hunter Guild went to capture the Grand Wizard, we learned of a group that is traveling around and, murdering Christians. I just want you to be careful. That group will likely come after you at some point. Thank you for the information, Father Thomas says. I will be on guard from now on. Watch over Zana for me while I pray in the chapel. Father Thomas stands up and walks toward the chapel in a hurry. I'm going to ask Zana if she's, ask Zana how she's feeling. I'm not sure, Zana says, rubbing her head. I'm having a hard time remembering things. What do you want to do now? And then it just tried to, like, railroad me into something. Also, Zana having amnesia doesn't seem, like a good thing. I'm gonna ask Zana, or I guess command Zana, to cast a locator spell to help track down Tom. I just need a drop of your blood, and I can track him, Zana says. You cut your hand open and allow Zana to take a drop of your blood. Zana mixes around in a small purple vial and begins to chant. Okay? It's doing one of those things where, like, she manifests the power differently, which honestly just seems to be a thing that happens almost every time she does the locator spell. Though normally it has to do with, like, a blue light, but she'll do a different thing with the blue light, like, every time. Now it's like a blood thing. It just seems like she knows a number of locator spells and she can kind of do them however she wants. Wait for Zana to finish her locator spell. Zana finishes the spell. Zana looks forlornly into the purple vial. I'm sorry, but it looks like he's dead, Zana says. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Dang. So we can't rescue Tom, because Tom's already dead. If Tom's already dead, then I suppose we should go back to the inn and see if John Crenshaw has finished making an automaton to help guard the inn from monsters. What, really? That's what we're going to do, Zana says. Geez, you humans and your obsession with technology and machines. Can I just turn you into a vampire so we can live forever? That's the first time Zana's ever offered something like that. Let's see. You and Zana are talking outside of the inn. I'd love to spend forever with you. And I likely will, considering the fact that I know how to return to the land of the living from the afterlife. I actually don't need to be a vampire to live forever. Yeah, I can just keep coming back because I know how to get through the gates of heaven. So you're saying you'll make me live forever too, Zaina asked? I'm saying I'll make the effort to make you live forever. In that case, let's go back to the inn and talk to John Crenshaw about his automatons. Okay, cool. I guess I would ask Zaina. I ain't crap. No, that's fine. Yeah, I will help Zaina live forever. You and Zaina go back to the inn to ask John Crenshaw if he has finished creating an automaton to help protect the inn. Once you arrive at the inn, you and Zaina head to the basement where John Crenshaw lives. John Crenshaw earlier was in like an office. His office could be in the basement, I guess. No, I think there's something else that's already in the basement of the inn. I just don't remember what it is, but I think that's already been used for something. Zaina knocks on the door and says, "Hello, Mr. Crenshaw, it's me, Zaina. I have a question for you." Let me just retry that. Trying to double book the basement. You walk back to the inn with Zaina. You enter the inn and see John Crenshaw standing behind the bar serving drinks to some patrons. He looks up at you and walks over. He's not a bartender. That's something K-Mid would do. By the way, I haven't thanked K-Mid for breakfast in like multiple episodes. I feel bad. You and Zaina head back to the inn. It's a long and tiring journey. We were like right outside the inn. We were right outside the inn. Retry. We got this. Pretty please, you say? Hell no, I've already created the blasted thing. Now you get it to do your dirty work. Come on, Zaina, let's go home. John Crenshaw grabs Zaina and points a pistol at her head. What? I asked if he was done, and then said, pretty please. And then he says, hell no, I already did it. Then he's like, Zaina, let's go home. Or maybe I say Zaina, let's go home, and then John Crenshaw grabs Zaina and puts her at gunpoint? Why would I say pretty please? You and Zaina walk back to the inn. But then we didn't ask John Crenshaw anything. Let's hit that retry. Give me that retry. You and Zaina make your way back to the inn. You enter the inn and see a haggard-looking man sitting at a table. He's wearing steel armor. He's eating chicken and drinking ale. Well, now it seems like it's trying to make that guy important. Hit up the retry again. Let's see if we can get to John Crenshaw. Give me to John Crenshaw, please. You and Zaina head back to the inn. When you arrive at the inn, there are a group of 3 men outside the front door of the inn. Hey, beautiful, I've been waiting for you, one of the men says as you walk up. My name's Hank. Let's see. Tell Hank, to go eat a dick. Yeah, like I have no business with all these like weird cat callers for Zaina. Who the hell are you? Hank says. Hank reaches out to grab Zaina's arm. You punch Hank in the face. Your punch is strong enough to knock him over. The second man goes for a weapon while the third man runs inside the inn. Use hydrokinesis to disarm the second man and then kick him in the groin. You blast both men in the chest with water. The second man stumbles back. You take advantage of his weakened state by knocking him to the ground and ripping his gun from his hand. You have 3 seconds to run away or I'm going to break your arm. Okay. You look at the 2 men with an intimidating scare. Not an intimidating scare, an intimidating stare. The 2 men look at you. You stare at them. They take a few steps back and then run away. You turn and look at Hank to see what he's doing. To your surprise, Hank manages to recover and rush at you with a knife. Okay, cool. I was thinking about using element type shifting to turn his knife into rubber. Use hydrokinesis to create a wall of water between you and Hank. Zana watches as Hank repeatedly stabs himself in the chest while struggling to reach you. You create a tidal wave that washes him away. Thanks, Zana says. You want to come in and talk to my husband about getting some automatons? Sure. Okay, let's get rid of the part where she talks about talking to her husband about automatons. I am her husband already. You and Zana are going to go talk to John Crenshaw about the automaton that he's building to protect the inn. So let me just make it where Zana just says thanks, and that's it. Zana watches as Hank repeatedly stabs himself in the chest while struggling to reach you. Why does he repeatedly stab himself in the chest? Is it like he's trying to get through the water wall, but like the water's pushing him back, so he's like, and then you push the water wall away, and it just makes him like drift down the street? It's really weird to imagine him repeatedly stabbing himself with a knife, but that's really odd. Let's see. You and Zana go visit John Crenshaw. We got a fight in, even though it wasn't a monster fight. You and Zana travel to John Crenshaw's office. It is midday. The city is bustling with life. You enter the large office building and walk up to the front desk. The man at the front desk looks up at you with boredom in his eyes. John Crenshaw lives at the inn. Just let it... You and Zana head to the police station. Stop. Okay. Jump back. Edit. You and Zana go visit John Crenshaw. No, you and Zana go ask John Crenshaw if he has finished building an automaton to help protect the inn. You head up to John Crenshaw's room. John Crenshaw lives in room 2. I'm going to get rid of that part. You knock on the door and call out, "It's us. Come in," you hear Crenshaw say. You and Zana enter the room. I'm going to get rid of the part that says he lives in room 2. Too specific. Room 2 specific. Okay. John Crenshaw. Have you finished building an automaton to help protect the inn from monster attacks? Yes, I finished it, Crenshaw says. He opens his door to reveal a robot. The robot's armor is green and bronze. It has a face made out of steel with holes for eyes and a slot for a mouth. Sweet. What is the name of this automaton? What is the name of this magical automaton? I like that it has like a color scheme and you can see what different like materials it's made out of. It doesn't have a name. It's a very basic one that doesn't exhibit any traits that would warrant giving it an identity. What does it do? It knows to guard this room. If anyone but me or Zana approach, it will attack. When you think about the fact that you're also in the room and you're not on the list of people that the robot doesn't attack, let me retry that. The robot's eyes turn red as smoke emits from them. The robot's head snaps to you and Zana. Hello, it says in a mechanical voice. I've named him Steve, Crenshaw says proudly. Interesting. Steve the robot. Cool. What powers does Steve have? This is the first like magical automaton that talks, because I don't think the Destroyer has ever said anything before. Steve can throw firebolts, turn himself invisible, transform into a cloud of gas, transform into an enemy soldier, and regenerate. Sounds great, you say. I'm going to make more adjustments before selling him to... No. He said I'm going to make more adjustments before selling him to Baron Cragstone for 700 gold pieces. Steve isn't for sale. We're specifically... Steve is meant to protect the inn from monster attacks. Besides, we're rich. So 700 gold pieces is nothing to us. Like it's like that's like nothing. Like there's no reason to sell Steve. You know what I mean? Zana nods in agreement. Okay, if you say so, John Crenshaw says. We'll be on our way now, you say. If you see my mom, tell her I'm doing just fine, John Crenshaw says. I'm gonna get rid of those last two lines. Okay. John, how were you able to make Steve... How were you able to give Steve the ability to turn into enemy soldiers? That seems like an extremely useful ability. I've been experimenting with combining human and machine parts. I had to chop off the arm of a thief I caught sneaking around here, but it was worth it, Crenshaw explains. Fascinating. Let's see. Right now I'm updating the story summary. You and Zana are talking to John Crenshaw about the automaton that he's built to protect the inn. Ooh. Could you potentially augment me with some form of magical cybernetic device that would allow me to transform into monsters? I could, but why would you want that? And then I say, what if we enter a goblin fortress? Having the ability to transform into a goblin warrior could be invaluable. Well, that is like a cool line. Like, I don't hate that line. I would rather just say my own thing. If every member of the Monster Hunter Guild could transform into monsters, we could potentially transform into the predators of the monsters we hunt. this would immediately grant us the natural powers necessary for taking down any monstrous opponent we hunt. You explain your idea. Interesting concept, but that's a tall order, Crenshaw says, scratching his head. So will you do it? He said, maybe. I'll see what I can do, Crenshaw says. Okay. And now I'm going to wait for John Crenshaw to finish augmenting every member of the guild with a magical cybernetic device that allows them to transform into monsters at will. You wait for 3 months. 3 months later, Crenshaw sends you a letter. The letter reads, Dear Monster Hunter, we've created a prototype for your magical cybernetic device that allows you to transform into a monster at will. So, I kind of like that. I'm going to say, like, I'm going to get rid of the part that's like he sends you a letter. So, I'm just going to do the, like, you wait for 3 months. We live in the same building. There's no reason for him to send me a letter. Let's see. You ask John Crenshaw about the, magical cybernetic device he's been working on. To see if he's finished making them for the entire guild. I'm a big Ben 10 fan, so I think it'd be dope if we could all turn into monsters. Zana makes her way inside the guild hall. She walks up to the bar and takes a seat next to you. Hey Steve, I'm bored. Let's go do something fun, Zana complains. Retry, because that just ignores everything that I was just doing. Ah, I'm glad you came by, John Crenshaw says. Since you have an interest in this process, I thought you would like to see the final result. You walk into the room that has a machine in it with several helmets attached to it. Ooh. You ask John Crenshaw if the helmets are the cybernetic devices that allow anyone who wears them to transform into monsters at will. It's interesting that it's a helmet. I think that's kind of cool. That's right, John Crenshaw says with a creepy smile while stroking his scraggly beard. All you have to do is wear one of these helmets and you can transform into a monster. Ask John Crenshaw for the name of the helmets. Like, what are the helmets called? They're called Telmarine helms, John Crenshaw says with a raised eyebrow. Telmarine is the language of Telmar, the land from where those helmets originate. Interesting. Let's see. You were talking to John Crenshaw about special helmets he's created to help the Monster Hunter Guild transform into monsters at will. So he said that that's where the helmets originate. I'm gonna ask, do you mean that the materials for creating those helmets come from the land of Telmar? Because he made the helmet, so it's weird to say that they come from Telmar. I mean that the helmets are from the land of Telmar, John Crenshaw says. I found them in an abandoned tower during an expedition. Ooh, interesting. So I'm going to say, interesting. So that's what you've been up to for the last 3 months. I thought you had made these yourself. That being said, I'm not complaining. As long as there are enough for everyone in the Monster Hunter Guild, I'm excited. Indeed, John Crenshaw says with a nod. I'm glad you're excited. I think you'll be really glad once you transform for the first time. Cool. Thank you, John Crenshaw. This is amazing. I really appreciate your work. You're welcome, John Crenshaw says with a nod. Now, as you all know, the helmets are not mine. They're not from this world. I found them during an expedition to the continent Telmar, a landmass far to the east of Qualla. Excuse me. He said, as you all know. Oh, true, I did just say I appreciate your work, and then he immediately was like, just to restate what I said a second ago, they're not mine. I found them. They're like not from this world. They're from Telmar. Understood. I will make sure that every member of the Monster Hunter Guild, is equipped with one of these helmets. Perfect, John Crenshaw says with a nod. Now that this is settled, I bid you all a good night. Let's see. And then it says the next day you awaken to the sound of footsteps. Not going to bed yet. I haven't hunted any monsters. I thought we were going to hunt monsters to save Tom. Zana cast a spell and she's like, Tom's super dead. We fought some guys that were catcalling Zana, that's whatever. I accidentally made Bolt cry. But it's not a Monster Hunter episode if we don't hunt some monsters. Let's see. I'm going to ask Vlad Hado if he would like to join you on a monster hunt. Well, I guess first what I would need to do is give every member of the Monster Hunter Guild a Telmarine helmet. Oh, sorry, a Telmarine helm. You give every member of the Monster Hunter Guild a Telmarine helm. After outfitting everyone, you return to the guild hall and wait for nightfall. As soon as the sun sets, all of your hunters transform into their respective monsters. I don't know why I'd have to return to the guild hall. We're all at the inn. Also, we don't have to turn into monsters right now. Like it's not like Oh, we gotta transform now. It's just so that we all have them. Okay. Now that we can all transform into monsters, I'm going to visit Vlad Hado and ask him if he would like to accompany you on a monster hunt. You visit Vlad Hado and ask him if he would like to accompany you on a monster hunt. He looks a little surprised at the offer, but nods in agreement. Sure, he says. I'll accompany you on this hunt. Okay. You and Vlad Hado are getting ready to go on a monster hunt. Okay. You and Vlad Hado go to the Monster Awareness Division and ask for the Monster Wanted poster with the largest bounty. Lay it on us. I want, like, the biggest monster you guys got. The two of you approach the receptionist. She smiles at the pair of you. How may I help you? We like to claim the Vampire Countess bounty, you say. The receptionist's eyes widen in surprise before she composes herself once more. The Vampire Countess's bounty. I don't want to say that. Ludmilla is our friend, and she's the Vampire Countess of the region. So whenever they bring up a Vampire Countess, I always feel weird, because Ludmilla is like a good person. Hold on, what? Refresh that one too. The thing that it said for that one I didn't like either. The man behind the counter looks at you suspiciously. What are you planning to do with this, he asks. I'm a hunter. I need the bounty for food, you say. What? No, I'm not going to eat it. The bounties are so high because collecting the bounties is dangerous. Refresh. Do 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 do. You approach the front desk and ask for the most wanted monster in the country. The person behind the desk seems to understand your need for secrecy and slides a piece of parchment towards you across the desk. You read the information written on the parchment out loud to Vlad Hado. You read the bounty amount. How much gold are we talking? The parchment states that the total reward for killing the beast is 2 million gold coins. Vlad Hado whistles and says, that's a lot of coin. You nod in agreement. Okay, this seems good. Read the name of the monster on the wanted poster. $2 million gold coins is definitely more like it. The wanted poster states that the monster's name is Ozzy Kane. The parchment states that Ozzy Kane is a shape-shifting werewolf. When he isn't in his wolf form, he takes the form of an old man with a cane. There used to be only 2 werewolves left in existence. Oh, werewolves, my bad, left in existence. The Queen of Werewolves must be active again. That's the only explanation I can think of. But why would the alpha wolf try to kill us? Vlad Hado asks. I don't think the Queen of Werewolves necessarily created Ozzy to be a bad guy. Maybe she did. I don't know. What matters now is that we go slay Ozzy. I think the smartest plan of action is to find this Ozzy character and kill him as soon as possible. If we wait around too long, who knows what he'll do, especially considering he seems to be attempting to frame us for his crimes. What? I don't know anything about that. Refresh that. I agree, Vlad Hado says, but we need to be prepared. We can't just go in there like this. Ozzy will tear us apart. Vlad Hado, go back to the inn and get some dragon armor from Bartleby. Get some dragon armor and a thunderstick from Bartleby. I'll wait for you to return. I have the helm. I feel like I'll be fine. Vladido nods and leaves the Bounty Hunters Guild. You wait for your friend at the Bounty Hunters Guild. You wait and wait and wait. Hours pass and Vlad Hado does not return. You begin to wonder if something happened to him. Okay. Don't know why I would wait for so long. You go check to make sure that Vlad Hado is okay. You leave the Bounty Hunters Guild and walk towards the Royal Hotel. On your way, you notice a group of people gathered around something on the ground. You push through the crowd to see what all the fuss is about. You are met with a gruesome sight. Yo, is Vlad dead? Also, I don't know why it'd be the Royal Hotel. Be walking towards the inn. It's just an inn. Okay. Look at the gruesome sight. And try to figure out what it is. You're met with a horrifying sight. Your friend Vlad Hado is lying on the ground covered in blood. A large wooden stake has been rammed through his chest. You hear someone from the crowd gasp, "Vampire!" Okay. Use hydrokinesis to remove the stake. And use hydrokinetic healing salve to restore Vlad Hado. You remove the stake from Vlad Hado's chest and apply the healing salve to his wound. The salve works, and soon the hole in his chest is gone. Thank you. I'm sorry that I left you hanging like that, says Vlad. Let's see. What happened? You were supposed to go back to the inn to get my bad. To get dragon armor and a thunderstick. I was on my way back when I seen a pretty woman walking by herself. I couldn't resist speaking to her. I didn't even get her name before the villagers jumped out and attacked me. What? Vlad was like, yo, but I just wanted these bitches. Sounds like there must be a misunderstanding. I'll explain to the villagers that you're not a vampire. You go get dragon armor and a thunderstick. I'll wait here for you to get back. Vladido leaves you there as he goes to retrieve his gear. Soon he comes running back with his armor and a large rifle. He hands you the rifle and puts on the armor. The crowd soon disperses after the vampire isn't found. I asked you to get a thunder stick, which is a type of sword that shoots lightning. You brought me a rifle instead. You can use the rifle. I won't be needing it. You lead the way to Ozzy King. I'll follow. You demand that Vlad hand over the rifle. He said, "No, I don't. It's the opposite. I don't want the rifle." Okay, hold on. Let me update the story summary. You and Vlad Hado are getting ready to go hunt down Ozzy Kane. I guess a werewolf named Ozzy Kane. So let me refresh. I don't need the rifle. You and your new vampire hunter acquaintance head out of the village. You have no idea what to expect. "Hey, why'd you put on the dragon armor?" he says. "You don't even have a weapon." "I'm giving you my rifle, and you're wearing armor. Lovely." "Why did you put on the dragon?" "I'm confused. I didn't put on the dragon. I didn't put on anything." He put on the dragon armor. Vladado puts on the rifle and begins leading the way to the local bandit leader. You follow behind him, keeping an eye out for trouble. I don't have much faith that you'll be able to get the villagers to like you. They're a suspicious lot. I wouldn't say that. Let's see. And also it said leading the way to a local bandit leader. I would probably then say, why are you leading me to the local bandit leader? We're after Ozzy King. Do you think the leader of the bandits is secretly Ozzy King? Yes, I'm sure of it. Bandits have been stealing from the town for years. It's one of the few things that can't be explained by the curse. This has been going on long before I was born. What? But that doesn't make a lot of sense, actually. Just based on the timeline of how long Ozzy King could have been around. Let's see. I have no idea. When I went to join the bandits, I found out that the leader was someone named Trap, and he wouldn't reveal his real name. He isn't very friendly either. I think he's suspicious of me for some reason. Why would he be one of the bandits? Excuse me. Let me refresh again. You arrive at the bandit camp. You see a man standing by a fire. The man is wearing a large cowboy hat and a duster. You can't see the man's face, but you can see he has a rifle in his hands. Are you Ozzy Kane? The man turns around, and you see a pale face with sunken eyes, thin lips, and a chin that has been shaved clean of hair. A huge grin appears on the man's face as he begins to laugh. I'm not Ozzy Kane. Where can we find Ozzy Kane? Why are you looking for him? Never mind why. I want to know where he is. The man's face becomes serious. He pulls a pistol out of his duster and points it at you. You tense up as he speaks once more. Use the... And now I have to remember what the name of this helm is that I'm wearing. Use the Telmarine... Well, actually, I don't have to use the Telmarine helm. Use element type shifting to shift your skin into a bulletproof metal. The bullet bounces off your metal skin and hits the bandit in the head, killing him. You catch his pistol as it falls and quickly dispatch the bandits in the camp. Nice work, kid. You handled that quite well. You're not in agreement with Vlad's praise. Okay. Well, this was a dead end. We need to find a lead on Ozzy Kane's whereabouts. Look for werewolf prints. Maybe if we find some, they'll leave a trail that we can follow to Ozzy Kane. You and Vlad walk around the camp looking for tracks. How can you even see a werewolf's footprints? Wouldn't our tracking have destroyed any clues? Vlad looks at you disapprovingly. Not necessarily. I think I might have an idea. John Crenshaw made special helmets for the Monster Hunter Guild that allow us to transform into monsters. I could transform into a monster that has a strong sense of smell, and I could use that strong sense of smell to try and track down Ozzy Kane. That's a great idea, kid, Vlad nods. Vlad begins making a racket on his way to Black Moon Wood, hoping to attract the creatures within. After several minutes of waiting, werewolves attack you. Oh, is Vlad just dumb? I was like, I could try and smell for it. He's like, good idea. Walks into the woods making a bunch of fucking noise. Okay. Are about to fight a pack of werewolves. The Werewolf Queen must be busy. This is crazy. I remember when there were literally only 2 werewolves. Now there are tons of them. You and Vlad killed the werewolf. What? What? That's the whole fight? I don't know how much longer I could keep fighting, kid. Look for Ozzy Kane, or the Werewolf King yourself. Vlad begins walking away from you. What? What? Really? We're gonna kill all these werewolves, and then Vlad's gonna bitch out? Okay. Thank you for your help, Vlad. I appreciate it. Maybe we'll team up again another time. For now, I am going to continue searching for Ozzy Kane. How long has this episode been going on for? Like an hour, 41 minutes. This is definitely a longer episode. You walk into Black Moon Woods, keeping an eye out for werewolves. After several minutes of searching, you find a beaten-up hut. Perfect. This must be Ozzy Kane's house. You enter the hut and see a bloody figure. Are you Ozzy Kane? The bloody figure coughs up blood. Water. I need water. You grab a dirty cup and fill it with water from a nearby bucket. The man chugs it down before gasping. Who are you? I'm Ozzy Kane. Refresh, because it's like the fabled monster hunter. And it's like he's not a fabled monster hunter. Ozzy Kane is like the guy I've come to kill. He says, I'm Ozzy Kane. I breed dogs for a living. Who are you? I could ask him like a bunch of questions, try and figure out why he's all beaten up and everything. I almost feel like I should, because this seems like it's going to be like a non-fight. I know what I'll do. You have two options, Ozzy King. You can follow me to the Monster Awareness Division, and I take you in alive, or we can fight in this hut, and you can die a terrible death. It's your choice. I don't want to fight, kid. Follow me to the Black Moon Woods checkpoint. There we can surrender together. You follow Ozzy Kane to a watchtower in the middle of the Black Moon Woods. There you see Zana, Vlad, and two other hunters. I don't want to fight, kid. Follow me to this place, and we can surrender together. What do you mean surrender together? And why would everyone meet us at the checkpoint? That doesn't make any sense. I'm going to retry that. I'll fight you. I don't want to go to that place. Yes, finally a fight. You draw your sword. Ozzy draws a pitchfork. After minutes of fighting, the two of you are panting heavily. For one, I wouldn't have brought a sword. So when it's like you draw your sword, I'd be like, you summon a fire sword. Yeah, you just summon a fire sword. It's already known that I have fire magic or whatever. You're pretty skilled with a pitchfork. Are you ready to give up yet? I'm surprised you haven't taken on your werewolf form. Let's see. You and Ozzy Kane are battling inside of a hut in Black Moon Woods. I think it's Black Moon Woods. Yeah, it is Black Moon Woods, but Black Moon is one word. I'm outnumbered, not stupid. I know I can't beat you. Ozzy drops the pitchfork. Somehow you have won the fight. Your fire sword disappears as you walk outside the hut. You see a figure coming from far away. Hold on. I'm not going to walk out of the hut. Get rid of that part. Why do you claim to be outnumbered? Right now, it's just you and me. I'm not complaining if you want to surrender. It makes things easier for me. That's for sure. It's true, there are others. They took my eyes. Took your eyes. Yes, I thought I was dreaming when they showed up. They were dressed in red cloaks with hoods. So scary. You seem to be speaking like a madman. I know this hut is dark. But are you saying that you've been blind this whole time? I'm not mad. I was trying to teach myself magic. I gathered a bunch of snakes as pets because they have great senses. But then the red cloak people took them and left me in the dark. You hear something behind you. Okay, hold on. Scroll back up when we were learning about Ozzy Kane. Because I actually kind of like this. Like, I like this as a plot point. But I'm trying to see if this contradicts anything. Ozzy Kane is a shapeshifting werewolf. When he isn't in wolf form, he takes the form of an old man with a cane. Okay, if that's all we really know about him, he's a dog breeder who was trying to learn magic from snakes when people with red cloaks came and, like, stole his eyes. Okay. Also, he's a great fighter. The idea that anyone with a pitchfork versus me with a flaming sword could, like, fight me to, like, a standstill is, like, incredibly impressive. Okay. Ozzy, hop onto my back. I'm going to transform into a dragon man so that we can fly out of here. What does dragon man mean? You hear a hissing sound. A bunch of snakes have entered the room, and they look angry. You transform into a powerful dragon man, and Ozzy jumps onto your back. You flap your wings and fly out of the hut's window. Okay. Fly Ozzy to the Monster Awareness Division. And claim the 2 million gold bounty that's on Ozzy's head. No, he's too dangerous, you think. You don't want to put others in danger when claiming a bounty. You fly Ozzy to another nearby town to make sure he's safe there. Congratulations, you've made a selfless decision. No, I have not. I am going to take his ass to the Monster Awareness Division. After flying out of the hut, you fly to Mad Headquarters. When you land, you and Ozzy are immediately surrounded by dozens of heavily armed men and women wearing yellow helmets with the Mad logo printed on them in black. Change back to your human form and claim the bounty on Ozzy Kane. The 2 million gold bounty on Ozzy King. After flying out of the hut, you fly to Met headquarters. Wait, no. Don't repeat yourself. Retry. When you land, you and Ozzy are immediately surrounded by dozens of heavily... We already did this. Don't repeat the line. What? I'm gonna say that AI is doing not so great right now. Hit me up with that retry, fam. The retry thing that it said a moment ago was a little weird. Sir, please raise your hands. You raise your hands. A mad officer runs forward and throws a set of handcuffs on your wrist. Ozzy starts crying, but is muffled by a gag in his mouth. No. When they say, sir, please raise your hands, I'm not doing shit. I literally can just transform into a dragon man. I have brought Ozzy Kane in for the 2 million gold bounty. I am Jet Starlight, leader of the Monster Hunter Guild. The dozens of heavily armed men and women wearing yellow helmets with a mad logo printed on them in black start cheering. Meanwhile, Ozzy Kane is transformed into a goldfish and placed into a special tank for goldfish. What? You are claiming the bounty for Ozzy Kane at the Mad headquarters. I've always wondered what Mad did with the monsters we captured. I never realized that you guys turned them into goldfish. That actually is pretty interesting. I just didn't, because it's like, why have like a big jail full of dangerous monsters, like an Arkham Asylum kind of thing, when you can just turn them into goldfish? I like how it was like, yes, it's very interesting. Thanks for bringing the monster in. And then it's like, I have another question. Shoot. Will Mad pay me the 2 million gold bounty? I'm not going to say I have another question. That's a cute scene. Like, I kind of like how the dialogue went. I still just want to claim the 2 million gold bounty. Give me the gold. Give me the gold. Alright, it's payday. You're given a hefty bag of gold coins. Each one is embossed with Mad Head's logo on it. You made quite a bit more money due to the bonus for bringing in Ozzy. Congratulations, you've won the game. Calm down, game. Calm down. I mean, I don't see how it's a bonus. Each one is embossed with Mad's logo, which is kind of cool. I kind of like that. I've never known what the currency looked like until like just now either. Split the gold with the rest of the Monster Hunter Guild and inform them that the Queen of Werewolves is active again. You split the gold with the rest of your team and they thank you. They mention that they heard that the head of werewolves is active and is attacking villages in the outskirts of Kishak. They mention that many are already being evacuated. Sounds like we'll be hunting for the Queen of Werewolves in the morning. For now, I'm going to go to bed with Zana. Good night, everyone. Do. You walk over to Zana and embrace her. Zana, I just finished taking down Ozzy Kane, who was a very powerful werewolf. Would you like to tell me about your day as we lay down for bed? Well, I remember you mentioning that it is your dream to own a home. I think I know just the place. You do? That seems very random, so I'm gonna refresh. Yeah, I had a good day today. I hunted down a goblin and a minotaur today. I am glad that you're so happy. I will see you in the morning. You have slept well. Odd. I kinda liked it, but it got confusing. When it said yeah, and then it said I had a good day today, like, that seemed like that was both Zana talking. Let me refresh it. Yes, I would love to. Zana walks with you into your bedroom, and you get into bed. You embrace Zana in bed, and soon fall asleep, as you are very tired. Okay, that sounds like a good place to stop the episode. Thank you all for watching. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding, 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 ring the notification bell to be notified whenever we do these videos. Excuse me. If you guys would like to watch the series in full, feel free to do so by clicking on the series playlist link in the description or in the end card. Also, if you would like to read the entire series on the AI Dungeon website, I have a link to the entire story in the description box below. And if you guys would like to talk about the series with me, I appreciate all your feedback. Definitely make sure to hit me up in the comment section below or on our Discord. I have a link to the Discord in the description box below. Thank you all once again for watching. This is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black the one and only, logging out. Peace. Chicka da gowa. Chicka bow.